The next morning, the Fat Controller arrived at the sheds. He had a very mixed expression on his face.
Thomas, Percy, and Toby, I bring some good news about the branch line. Passengers, I'm afraid, have rose back to normal, and your work here will continue as always. I am also pleased to say that the campaign raising money to fund the line was a success, and now more visitors will be coming. However, last night the viaduct had been severely damaged, and it's broken in half. Major repairs will have to be carried out, and I want you three to help out. This will cause problems with the mainline engines, but I'll find a way to solve this.
The three engines were surprised to see that the Fat Controller did not find out about what really happened. They looked at each other and sighed. Repairs to the viaduct took longer than expected, and it would take a year and a half for it to be completed and reopened for the mainline engines. But as the last 6 months went by, before the viaduct was scheduled to be reused, workmen and railway staff had reported seeing what looked to be a ghost train, whistling fit to burst before it disappeared into the darkness. Rumours and speculations quickly spread, and it wasn't long before the subject of Timothy's ghost was mentioned. The Fat Controller had been told about the story of Timothy. He was surprised and felt the cold chills within him, and said that he had never heard about it before and didn't even know who Timothy was. Edward, who was taking a slow train, had heard everything and puffed away. Hearing about the ghost train story had brought back some old memories that he almost forgot about. Edward met up with Thomas, Percy, and Toby and told them about his encounter with the ghost train. But his version of it was not the same, not the one that many had heard about before, and the three engines were very confused and stuck to their version of the events. Edward, on the other hand, was quite convinced that there was more to the story than anyone had first thought. When at last the time came to reopen the viaduct, the Fat Controller came to witness it being reused.
Where will Timothy go now, sir?
Perhaps he'll finally be able to move on. But whatever the case is, he's not welcome on my railway.
Thomas felt the sense of guilt within him, but he knew that he was right and had to agree. The Fat Controller ordered that a memorial was held in honouring the memory of the victims who died on the night of Timothy's accident. This gave Thomas comfort, but he still believes that Timothy is still out there, lingering around on the line, but as a warning to others, like he used to, and that his inner demon was gone forever, and that he had found peace and could move on and rest in peace with the people that he took with him. Percy is still frightened about him and doesn't talk about his series of encounters with Timothy to anyone. His driver never mentioned the story and kept it locked away in his mind. Toby, on the other hand, thinks that over time, the ghost of Timothy will become a distant memory, while still believing that he was once a kind and really useful engine like Thomas. The legendary and untold story of Timothy was not told as much like it used to, but still, many people who enjoyed ghost stories would bring up the subject and give their own twists about how the accident took place. Many versions of the story, along with rumours and theories, have always been told about how Timothy met his terrible demise, but no one will ever know exactly why he committed such a terrible act in taking his own life. Some romans say that he has finally let go and moved on. Some say he appears in his old form as a kind and friendly ghost engine, remembering about the positive times he had in his life, while others believe that when the sound of an owl hoots and the mist rolls in, the sound of his whistle is heard and he appears, haunting the viaduct and the line, plunging into the darkness, forever refusing to leave.
What's with the long face, Thomas?
It's about Timothy. After everything I've been through with him,
can't help but think that this is not the end between us.
Don't worry, old boy. You must have found some inner peace after you put him in his place. Even thought what we did was wrong. We had no choice but to.
I know. But then again, I wonder if Timothy will return to his old self.
Just you wait, Thomas. I'll be back. Even if I have to wait an entire year, I